All right, and just to cut in here real fast, I think I want to give like a sample reading for the Moon Oracle. In the back of the book, it does say, you know, you can do just 3 cards, the Moon phase, a Mansion card, and a Goddess card to maybe help make a quick decision. So they kind of have this going on in the back. They have here, excuse me, they have here Moon phase for 1 and 2, Moon Mansion for 3 and 4, and then a Moon Goddess for 5. So I want to give this one a try and see how it goes. So so let's do this. I figured as much when I unboxed the deck that the deck needs to be separated out into moon phases. The goddesses and the moon mansions. So that's how I kind of had it from before. Something else besides doing like readings with this deck, I think this would be good for creating like your own moon calendar. So if you could get like a stand, like a card stand, you can always pull out, you know, if you follow the moon, you can always play with it and kind of see what the changes are, put the cards in order, and then pull them off like a day calendar, kind of, sort of. But you would change them up every 2 days or according to when the moon would change in your area, just to kind of keep a visual account of that. Okay, so let's see. What's the question? So let's see. The cards are a nice size. They're not overly big. I don't think I fit that in before to this. So I do have a card from the Rosetta Tarot, which is standard, like the Centennial weight, standard size. So that is the size of the Moon Oracle cards, just a little bit bigger, but not as big as like an Alana Fairchild or... Alright, so the example given in the book here says, Sandra, a children's author, came to us for a reading. She presented an idea for a project to a publisher for a series of children's books based on the character she had created an earlier successful book. The publisher had just rejected the idea and had returned the work to her agent. Sandra wanted to know whether it was worth pursuing the project further. So I'm going to mix these up. Here, these are thinner. So let's give them a good shuffle. It's interesting shuffling this way around the camera stand. And then this one here. I can probably pull this back a little bit too, just to get that. Okay, let's just leave that like that now. All right, so card 1 and 2 are moon phases. These are the moon phases here. So let's move this over. So card 1 and card 2. Okay, they're kind of big here. The moon mansions, which are these, are going to be 3 and 4. So 3 and 4. And then we have the Moon Goddess, which is number 5, which goes up there. So it should look like this. It's like a 5 card, and I will try to get this situated so we can look. I don't know if this is gonna hold if I try to make it bigger, but anyways, okay. So number 1, the moon phase. So the question was, is it worth our fictional person to pursue the project any further? All right, so the present state of the question is basically that it is just an idea at this point. The moon phase is the present, this position is the present state of the question. The background of the question, it says solution. So basically, you know, is her idea a worthy solution to the matter at hand? And I'm sorry I can't get that in there for you, but that's what the card looks like. Very beautiful. These are both in air signs, so these are both in perception and thoughts. It's about writing, which she is an author of a children's book, so that really synchronizes. So, you know, just trying to debate whether or not it's a good idea. It's in the beginning phase of the process as to whether or not she should pursue this idea and this project any further. And you know, it's coming from a place where it was like in the middle. So her publisher did go, had rejected it and returned the work back. So it made it through the first 4 phases before it got to a certain point, but then it got rejected, and now it's like back to square one. So Moon Mansion here, number 3, what needs to be done next. And here's the door. I'm laughing because I see the door could be knock on the door, tell them what you want, tell them what you need, or just say, you know what, I'm done with this publishing company, and maybe pursue or look for a different publishing company to work that project if she feels that passionate about that project. So I see the door, I see it's just like, you know what, I'm out, peace out, I'm so done with this crap. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this project, and you know, I want to pursue this. So I mean, there's 2 options. It may not be practical for her to leave this particular publisher. Maybe she signed in for X amount or something like that. So it may be a need to explore other avenues with this idea, to take it in a different direction, to try and think outside of the box, if you will, especially with Uranus and Mercury being there. It's about taking it in a different direction, catching them off guard, finding that niche or something that's different. Okay, so that's kind of what needs to be done next. And then the outcome here is Stone, which is Mercury and Saturn. And the way I see this is there's a, I love how, first of all, in this image there is like a written tablet, and there's a building. And so kind of in this situation, I see a publishing building. I see her bringing this idea in maybe manuscript form or in some kind of completed manner that's going to be something solid, because we have Mercury and Saturn here, and Saturn is about the manifestation and putting in the hard work. So I see that I feel like, you know, by pursuing an out of the box idea, maybe going back to that drawing board, that the outcome is going to be, there is going to be a publishing house that will take that and make it bigger and put it out into the world. here, it will turn it into something concrete. So pursuing the idea for her, according to these cards, for me, I think is worth it. It's going to come with hard work. It's going to come with, you know, trying to reinvent or rework the idea to be different enough for somebody to pick it up, but it's worth pursuing. If it feels like a passion project, I would tell her go for it. I think it's worth it. And then action required by the questioner here is the number 5 card, which is a moon goddess card. Here we have Lilith. So let's see what the book has to say about Lilith, because I'm curious. Because this is a moon goddess, but there's also a planetary, and I'll bring this up so you can take a look. That's Lilith here. Come on. There we go. So that's Lilith. Very beautiful. Okay. So Lilith. Okay. So this is what our questioner needs to do. When Black Goddess Lilith is selected, you must take firm steps to survive courageously against all odds. Events and people may be currently creating an evil image about you, but this must be ignored. You will need to be prepared to go to the utmost of passionate action to achieve the desired end. You can sit back no longer. Change is inevitable, and that which is no longer useful must be rejected. Everything must be reassessed to determine its worth. Lilith is the first of the Black goddesses. In her death and rebirth role, seeks to clear away the accumulated rubbish of life to make room for the birth of new. The cleansing nature of water in the passionate sign of Scorpio is to seek a challenge worthy of your power. If the goddess card of Lilith is selected, then November will be an auspicious month with regard to the question. Yep, and that's all she wrote. So there is our practice reading with one of the spreads in the Moon Oracle book. There's more. They have bigger spreads here. They even have like a Celtic cross, and they explain, you know, which cards to use. They say you can use it like excuse me, like you know, like tarot if you want, and do what did they say for the very short one? Sorry. So they said moon phase, so let's just, so like moon phase, a mansion, and then a goddess as like to make a quick decision. So something like that. In order to make a quick decision, which I think is pretty cool because it gives you something actionable. Kind of like the mansions are kind of like the verb here, and then the moon phase is kind of like the what. So what, this is describing what, how, something like that. So all right, I actually am digging this deck. Just by practicing with it. I think it gives a lot of information with, you know, that 5 card spread. That was pretty cool. So I may maybe incorporate something for this in my shop. We'll see. All right, my love. So thank you for hanging out with me and taking a gander at how this deck can potentially read for you. Okay, much love, many blessings. Peace.